Hey, what's up, good people? How you doing? Welcome back to Stock Up with Larry Jones. If you're new to the page, hit the like, subscribe, notification bell. And because I'm going to be talking about the C word, crypto, there will probably be a lot of spam in the comments section. Please don't fall for it. Anything I say is not a suggestion for you to buy, hold, or sell. We're going to this is going to be an important a video as it pertains to crypto and where I see it going and when I plan on buying again, right? So we're going to put some pieces together and I got some graphs to show you. So please watch this one to the end. Let's get into where things are in its current state. In its current state, we know that crypto, because of FTX, was pretty much a house of cards, meaning if one major crypto platform fell, it affected them all, which it did, right? So let's look at the time frame of everything that's going on. I'm not going to go through the whole backlog or backstory of Sam Bankman-Fried, but look at this. We do know that the Washington clowns, had the new CEO, the court-appointed CEO, the same gentleman that took care of the Enron mess, is now the interim CEO. And he talks about all the improprieties that's going on with FTX, that went on with FTX, right? Sam Bankman-Fried is due to speak in front of Congress. And what happens the very night before? He gets arrested in the Bahamas, Bahamian, I kept saying Bohemian like Bohemian Rhapsody, but Bahamian authorities. Now, who ordered the arrest, right? Who ordered the arrest? Did the Bahamas order the arrest, or did the United States, New York, order the arrest, right? So now we know it's going to take time for him to get extradited. We don't know when, back to the U.S., which he will. It would have been very helpful had he testified, but they stopped him from testifying. And why did they stop him from testifying? This is why they stopped him from testifying. Because Sam Bankman-Fried himself gave over $40 million in political donations in 2022, and then his company actually donated millions more. And here it went to the Democratic Party. It gives you a breakdown. The bulk of the political donations, 27 million, bankrolled. The Protect Our Future PAC, a group of advocates for pandemic preparedness. All right. We see all of this, right? And a lot of people stop the story here, right? But we have to understand, look at this. Republican donations. Sam Bankman-Fried said in an interview in late November that his donations to Republicans were roughly equal to those that he made of the Democrats, right? And but that all of my Republican donations were dark. Believe what you want to believe, but this is all leading to somewhere. And I believe that everything that's happening to crypto right now is by design. And it is absolutely going to make sense. Just hang with me. So we see that crypto is down, right? Let's go to the indices. Let's look at this. Now, I intentionally pulled up Bitcoin, right, and the S&P 500. Why did I pull up Bitcoin and the S&P 500? Hang with me. I'm going to show you when I'm going to be buying back into crypto and why. So if we look at it in the last 5 days, you see the correlation. Remember, it decoupled and now it's recollating. Look at the last month. So this is the stock market, top 500 companies, the stock market, and Bitcoin, which represents all of crypto. What happened here on December 12th? Remember, we had to climb up when the Fed, the CPI numbers came in, and they were cooler than we thought. What happened? We had the run up, right? And then what happened on the 14th, right? So we saw we had that run up on the 13th. What happened on the 14th? Right? Because you guys remember, Every time before the CPI numbers come out, we have a run up, right? And then what happened on the 14th? That's when the FOMC meeting was, and the Fed kept talking and the market kept tanking. What happened to both the stock market and crypto? They both began to tank. Why I'm bringing that up is the crypto and the S&P has recoupled, right? For now. And so what I'm suggesting is that when the deep recession comes, just like this chart is showing you, do you really think crypto is going to be on a bull run? No, it is not. Because every time the market did a dive, crypto did a dive. Every time the market, that's the blue, is the S&P and the yellow is Bitcoin. Every time it did a dive, crypto did the same thing, but more exaggerated, right? And so what do you think is going to happen? Let me continue to paint this picture for you guys, right? Let's talk about some more things and we'll get back into this. So now, the SEC, Gensler, wages war against XRP. And he's lost. He doesn't have a leg to stand on. Well, a losing case. But where does he put all of his eggs and his focus? Chasing after that. And then he comes after Kim Kardashian and fines her $1 million for a $300,000 take that she took to promote crypto because she didn't display, right? $1 million. Now you have Sam Bankman-Fried responsible for $10 billion loss. And what does the SEC do to him? Zero. Nothing. So why do you think the night before he's to testify, he goes dark? Because the Democrats and the Republicans don't want him to talk. Now, what else is happening right now during this shakedown? You know what else is happening? You have a major legacy broker like Fidelity, one of the best, to me, one of the biggest, longest standing brokers, which is Fidelity, which is older than most of you guys listening to me. What are they doing? They're setting up to trade crypto. And I believe that will be in February. I personally talked to them. Now, you got to think about the timeline of everything that's going on. Why would they be setting up to purchase crypto after everything that just happened? Well, let's find out. Let's go to the phases of crypto, right? So we have the accumulating stage, we have the markup stage, the distribution stage, then we have the markdown. Did this happen during the distribution stage? Nope. Did it happen in the markdown stage? Nope. Here we are in the accumulation stage. Why is that important, Larry? Because this is why it's important. So here we have the Wyckoff logic, okay? And you guys can look this up. I want you to follow me through this. So here are the four stages. Remember the four stages, right? Accumulation, markup, distribution, markdown, right? So let's go back here. Accumulation, you see that? Distribution, so accumulation, markup, distribution, markdown. Look at what happens during these stages, right? You see this? Selling climax, right? Low volume, failed sell-off, right? And then we get, boom, a jump. And then, boom, it falls. So you think, okay, that's the end of the next bull run. And then it makes another leap. And this is all during the markup. And then it comes down and you think it's over. Then it makes another leap. What happens here? Low volume, sell-offs. But what happens when we get to the distribution? Look at the chart of look at the top of the distribution, right? That's when it's on a bull run. What happens? Buying climax. So just look at this. We're selling at the absolute low and we're buying. This is where the buying really volume is taking off because people saying it's on a heater. Well, it was on a heater all of this time. So what's the best time to be buying? During the accumulation stage. See here? Doing the accumulation stage. This is where we do it all. So here's what's very odd to me about this accumulation stage. This is when the big boys will be buying because they were responsible for the sell-off in the long run. And if you don't believe that this is all by design, I got a wooden nickel to sell you, all right? And a bridge to nowhere. Look at this. This tells you a lot. Accumulating events and phrases. In the accumulation phrase, big players prepare for their next bull strategy. By doing what? By accumulating assets within a given trade range, right? So big money are they're getting ready to buy during this accumulation stage, right? And so I believe that accumulation stage, me personally, as far as the timeline, will be in the next 6 months. Now, it could have bottom. It may have bottom. But I believe that there's one more shakedown. And I personally believe that Binance will have something to do with it. And yes, I believe that Bitcoin could fall to the 14,000 area. I made a mistake the other day and said 1,400. I meant to say 14,000. And so I'm waiting until some more leaves fall. But within the first 6 months of 2023, I plan on having 85% of my crypto money back into crypto. Right now, I'm not doing anything because I believe that there's another shakedown. Why didn't things fall apart while we were in the markup? Nope. Why didn't it fall down when we were in distribution? Let me pull this up. Why wasn't there a breakdown during the markup? Why wasn't it a breakdown during distribution? No, the breakdown came at the bottom and the manipulation is being pushed down to the very bottom. Now, allegedly, supposedly, a conspiracy says that the SEC, Gary Gensler, hands are dirty, right? In all of this is complicit. They lay back. And now here's another thing I want to hit you guys with. So, if you lived in New York, you couldn't even purchase until the new mayor, you could not purchase crypto. Why? New York is the hub of fiat currency. It's our financial district. It's the New York Stock Exchange. Crypto was a disruptor. And so now they are not going to get rid of blockchain and they know it. So what do? They don't get rid of it. They control it. Where is Sam Bankman-Fried being extradited to? New York. It's a perfectly fit puzzle. This is all conspiracy. I'm just a YouTuber talking on YouTube. None of these are facts, but you can put the pieces together, supposedly, allegedly, and all of that. None of these are facts. This is just what I see. These are all conspiracies. But if you put it together, clearly you could see this is the best time to buy. And do exactly what it says. Accumulate, right? If you've seen one thing with the timing of this, the SEC going after crumbs on the table while the big money is being snatched and they're doing nothing. If you see how, I want you guys to Google it, how Fidelity is getting ready at the bottom to start trading cryptocurrency which allows institutions. Wait, let me add another piece of advice to it. What's going to happen is the SEC is going to be forced. He's going to come in. He's just waiting on the queue and say, okay, guys, we got it. See, we told you guys, you need regulation. Big Daddy's got it. All right. And then he's going to come and he's going to regulate what? Stablecoin, right? They're going to tax crypto just like regular equities. So you can pay your capital gains tax, and it's going to fall under the SEC rules and regulation, right? That's going to be the first thing. At the least, they're going to control and regulate stablecoin, dollar for dollar. I don't have a problem with that if they leave the rest of crypto alone. This is what I feel, the initial response to that is going to be negative. And then what's going to happen to that after that is, because it's now regulated, that allows big money that could not invest in it because it wasn't regulated. It allows big money to come in, just like the article I showed you, right? Let's go back to it. I want to be very thorough with this. Big players prepare for their next bull strategy. When? In the accumulation stage. And so that's when they're going to come in. And so for those of you that don't know the size of big money and us, the retail investors, if you take the entire stock market, draw a pie, the entire stock market, over 80% of all of the stocks sold and purchased is not you and I. It is institutional money. It is the big players. So what do you think is going to happen when 80% of the buying power gets into crypto? So they're going to wait a little more. The initial reaction to it being regulated is going to be negative, and the last of us are going to tap out. Big money will come in during the accumulation stage. And then what happens to that? We're off to the races for the markup. And so when will you be getting in? See here? This is when they're going to get in. And this is when most of us have tapped out. And then we're off to the races. Then what happens? We're going to chase. We're going to chase because that's what we do. And they laugh at us and they call our money dumb money. Just like this says, this is what happens. Buying climax. So this is where we buy and this is where we sell. But let's be smart and accumulate during this accumulation stage. During this accumulation stage, which I believe will be, me personally, within the next 6 months. And then we have the halving, all right? Miners will be only mining half, and you're gonna have half the miners, okay? And then that sets us up for the markup stage. So if this has helped you any, I know this has been lengthy, but I wanted to take my time and really work with this. Please leave me a comment and let me know if you agree with any of this. All right. Hey, in closing, I know this has been long, but I'm going to leave this up for a few days because I want to be very thorough with this. But I'm suggesting that every one of you be in the stock market and in crypto. And let's get this free stuff, good people. Let's go ahead right now. Click the top link below. Download Moomoo. Get the 20 free stock. Just by depositing $100, you're going to get 10 free stock. Get those deposits in today. And they're going to call you and make sure you're you. So don't get freaked out about that. They want to make sure you're protected. And then when the accumulation stage, when we think it's clear to get back into crypto, then we're going to start DCing through the accumulation stage. Should I say I'm going to? All right. I wanted to be very thorough. Sorry for the stuttering, but I had a lot to cover and I want to be extremely thorough with this video. Leave me a comment. Live, love, laugh, and learn.